There is a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly unending ocean of forests. Buried deep in that forest, tucked away neatly within a blanket of twilight, lies a quaint little cabin. And in that cabin
is a bunch of guys who's a bunch of bullshitter.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast.
What's it called?
Hi, welcome to SleepyCast.
There we go. Perfect.
Hi, Mick. I'm Jeff. Chris and Corey, why don't you just say something? Go. Jesus.
Perfect. Here today on one of the holiest days, Easter Sunday.
Me and Corey love Easter.
I hate Easter.
Corey,
we
you love Easter.
Zombie Jesus drop-kicked a boulder and then vanished into the woods like Slender Man.
I hate Easter.
Me and Corey were going to.
You go outside.
We're going to tell the story of why Easter came to be.
Yeah.
First of all, isn't Easter in April?
What?
I always thought Easter was in
Easter
April.
is a heathen holiday.
No, it's not.
Heathens.
Pagans? It's one of those words.
Heathens.
People who worship a false deity.
God.
Corey!
No, the
You're
other
ruining
one.
everything. Corey! These two don't know the story of
Pagan.
Easter.
Yes.
Pagan.
A pagan holiday.
Easter is a pagan holiday
Corey.
outside of anything that people know about Jim Jesus Christ.
Me and you are official Christian boys.
Jim Jesus Christ.
Me and Corey are official
I like
Christian
it.
children.
It's true.
We know the story.
I know.
Okay.
People get really upset when we
This
talk
is the
about
When we
the
fuck it
story.
up, so I'm not gonna.
It's not fucked up.
what?
Religion I'm not so
dumb, guys.
I'm not saying that.
Chris, as a
what I'm
Catholic,
What-
did you guys in Ireland ever celebrate Easter?
Yes.
You guys celebrate
I
it once
just
or
think
twice?
it's
We woke up and we found all the eggs lying under rocks in the garden.
the only thing
Yeah?
I think it's
Did
dumb
they
is
evolve?
No.
I think it's dumb that it's treated like a Christmas holiday. Like people don't work on Easter. It's just
Because it's always a Sunday.
it's National
so nobody
State
has
Close
to work.
Day. Yeah, but even Sundays are generally like that day where it's like, oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
But you can still go places. It feels like Easter. It's even
Oh,
worse.
that thing's shut
sick
down.
of
You
more
mean?
places.
That's one thing I
closed.
hate about America is it's full of bullshit holidays like every second week that close every store.
Yes, exactly.
And every time I go to the bank, it just happens to always be on one of those stupid.
I said this
bullshit
before.
days.
What is the dumbest one to you, Chris? Martin Luther King Day?
Easter.
No, Martin Luther King is fine, right? That's fine.
Easter.
But there's one of them that's just about employees or something.
Is that Labor Day?
Employee
Yes!
Labor Day.
That's stupid fucking shit.
Labor Day.
Sick of that.
What about Martin Luther King month?
Martin Luther King was a great man, but I don't
That's
want
Black
to
History Month.
get an Uber to the bank just to have Martin Luther King slap me in the face and send me home.
Well, it's Martin Luther
What
King
about
Day.
the, shit, I can't remember the name.
Independence
Never
Day.
mind.
Independence Day is
Day.
very important.
Shit, no, that's not
What's the
today.
troop day again? What's the...
Veterans Day.
Veterans
Day.
Why can't we just celebrate these days but also work?
I think the problem
Oh,
is
you mean why
people-
doesn't everybody else work?
I mean, there's
Everyone's like, thank God for the... They're not thinking about veterans. They're
that
thinking
is the
about...
weirdest thing about holidays, because
That's true.
holidays are the days you'd imagine where you'd want stores to be open so you can go do stuff.
That's what I mean.
Because you're not working, so it'd be great if the liquor store was open
Oh,
or
yeah.
the fucking restaurants
Their
are all
bars
open.
are closed, dude. We tried to go into Blue Comet like 2 hours ago and it was closed.
Like, if every store is closed and you open your liquor bar, nobody's going to come in because nobody's going to even be out except for one guy called Corey.
there would be crazy people coming in with their fucking rabbit hoodies and dressed up in all this like bright colors,
Look,
being like, "Give me 8
people-
schnapps."
It's a fucking furry
People
con.
who drink too much, they just want to drink alone, sad, and like they want to sit at home and drink.
Are you trying to...
I'm just saying, I'm just speaking reality here. They just want to drink in their room and pass out editing podcasts.
Okay,
Oh,
look. Yeah, that was
guys.
embarrassing. That
that was.
embarrassing.
I think the problem was we drank too fast.
If people don't know what we're talking about, we do a final pass of the podcast, and we had Corey come over. Normally I do it, but Corey came over, and we thought it would be a good idea to, kick back, listen to the podcast, make some final edits, have a few drinks during the process.
Let's break that logic down. You thought it was a good idea to have a few drinks while doing something that had to be productive.
Yes.
You thought that was a good idea.
Yes.
Despite all the evidence.
It's
that
lighten the mood. Make
never
everything
ended
better.
well ever.
Look, it boiled down to, it started off great. I thought it was really fun. It was very unproductive, though, because it took forever to make an edit.
It was
because we
already
kept-
edited.
Yeah, we kept
Jake
editing.
did an
We kept
amazing
answering
job.
questions, and it was really well edited, so there wasn't a whole lot of,
Mick was
stop
just-
and go. We just listened and laughed.
Mick was coming in and editing. He's like, "No, just delete it," and it just kept.
But then I
firing.
asked Corey to make drinks for me, and I just kept drinking them. It's a terrible situation where all you have to do is turn your head to the side and say, "Hey, can I have another one?" And all of a sudden, it just magically appears.
Yeah.
Because you're not pouring it yourself, going, "Oh my God, look at the bottle, it's almost done."
Yeah.
Somebody else is pouring you the drinks. You know what I mean?
Apologies in order for me. Because at the beginning of the stream, I said, these guys are probably gonna... Once you start drinking, I'm like, they're not gonna be done for like 14 hours. And it actually took probably like 16 hours.
Yeah. So you were wrong.
I was wrong. I was dead wrong.
This is funny too because when you were editing it, there was this part where I was drunk out of my fucking mind. I saw the footage. I saw the footage.
I can never go back.
And I was like pushing my face and like doing weird mask things with my face. And I went over to you and I'm like, how tipsy are you? And you're like, I'm there. And then it got cut off. So you hit a button.
So essentially, for some reason, the actual stream just stopped.
Yeah.
And when I woke up the next day, my computer was turned off too. I don't know how that happened.
But you were still editing that day.
I was?
That's the mystery. Nobody knows what happened. I know the truth.
What happened? Because I don't.
You were editing.
I literally blacked out during.
You were editing, and around that time, I'm like, I was too drunk, and I'm like, I can't. There's no more liquor, so I'm like, I'm kind of done now. You were taking a break. You're like, I'm gonna go take a piss break, and you left, and you went back to the stream, and you flipped the audio back like you usually do, and you played it like you were streaming, but you weren't streaming. I thought you were still streaming. The people were still talking, so I'm like, oh, he's still streaming. So I left, and I went downstairs, and I sat down with Stamper, and we watched Pee Wee Herman, and then he ordered.
All you fucking guys do is watch Pee Wee.
And then he ordered pizza, just an insane amount of pizza, and then I had it, went back upstairs, and you were rolling around on your bed, going like, "Ay, ay." And then I'm like, Mick, are you still recording? And you were just like, yeah, I'm still recording. And I went over, and I was like doing this, and they were still typing. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And so I was like, hey, everybody, I think Mick's done. So stream over. And then I left and went back downstairs.
But it had already been off. The stream was already off for like ever.
See, I thought you guys, I thought that was a really clever point to end it in mid-sentence like that. But I guess I can't give you too much credit.
And then you passed out. When I went back downstairs, I passed out. Yeah. And I woke up at 3 a.m. I got some water. I went back upstairs. You were completely fucking
I know I have a reputation for drinking too much and doing stupid shit, and it's not a reputation that I'm proud of.
You were awake for 2 more hours.
But I wasn't conscious. Like, I don't remember any of that.
You were rolling around.
I don't remember the end of the podcast editing stream. But that to me is just, it's not the legacy I want to leave behind.
Well, next time we'll just drink coffee.
Addiction.
Next time we'll just drink coffee. Get high off.
What is your addiction, Chris?
Yeah, what's your addiction, Chris?
Junk food.
Junk food?
Like I can, like, I'm really happy, like, I drink alcohol and I go, ugh, I hate this.
Yeah.
Because I don't wake up the next day going, I need more.
My addiction is anger.
Your addiction?
You subject yourself to things that make you angry on purpose?
No, Jeff is just like an angry guy.
I just can't help
Jeff
it.
will like walk
I
into
can't
the
help
room,
being
push
mad
open
at
the door and go,
and leave.
It's like when Superman flies up to like be powered by the sun. I watch something that makes me angry, and I feel like I can get through the day now.
Jeff, have you ever headbutted somebody?
Never.
Have you ever wanted to?
Headbutt?
Like, have you ever resisted the urge to just thrust your head forward
Usually
and
when I
crack
do
someone's
something,
nose open?
usually it's like there's no like stopgap in between. It's all like all or nothing. Like either I'll just be like, oh, that person's cool, or I just want them in a river dead or something.
There's just no in between.
No.
So that's the story behind the untold story.
Yeah.
People
The secret,
were saying,
the lost hours.
I rewatched it. People were saying I was like, me and you were just like plastered. We were drunk, but we were still coherent enough to sit there and be able to press buttons.
I heard the opposite. Some people were like, were you drunk?
If anybody had to ask, they're clearly not familiar with what people look like drunk.
But when you're drunk, you're like falling over, destroying shit.
I thought you were playing it up a little bit.
So it's Easter. We got off topic before. I wanted to talk about Easter because I feel like I just come up with like, hey, fuck Easter.
Yeah.
But it's like, Easter has its place in everybody's hearts for whatever its meaning. It's Jesus rose from the cave.
Or they're just like rabbit. They're like hunting eggs.
Is that what happened? Did he push the boulder and then just fly up into
Or he
heaven?
just described it. The boulder slid forward a teeny bit and Jesus squeezed out of it like a balloon and flew away into the wind.
Into heaven.
So his body was gone?
And that's why everybody closes their store, because Jesus went to heaven that day.
Why did it take
Because if
so
they
long?
keep the door open, he'll slide right into their
It
store.
was
Why did it
like
take so
Jesus
long?
got like the shit kicked out of him, right?
Exactly.
And then they put him in a cave and they pushed a rock in front of him. They said, "Stay in there!" But okay, so it's like
They put snakes around it too, so it got scared.
There was slithering, sliming serpents.
There's some fucking Roman guy who's like, sitting there looking at the boulder like, I told you guys, should have done a bigger boulder.
Jesus used the power of gosh to help him push the boulder with an extreme.
That's
Kamehameha.
Easter.
If you guys could save all humanity by being nailed to a cross and being tortured to death, would you?
No.
All of humanity will be saved.
The whole
not worth
planet.
it.
The whole planet.
No, because
Even-
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, no, but if it wasn't bullshit.
No, but it is bullshit because you're like, Dad, if you save all of humanity and torture me, why don't you just not torture me, but also save all of humanity?
Right.
Why do I have to?
Because you have to show a lesson. You have to.
There's no lesson.
The point of Jesus was to show that he had, like he sacrificed his own son, so he gave his own birth for the human race.
And then Jesus is like,
to sacrifice
yeah, but
himself
Dad,
for the
couldn't you
human
just
race?
like project the imagery of me getting my ass kicked into their
Yeah.
brains?
Dad, use your old Windows 98 projector.
See, this is.
I feel like he gets off easy because the way he died is horrible and all.
It was pretty.
But people die worse every single single day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nowadays, people are lit on fire while they're still alive.
People
If-
burn
that's
to
a
death
little-
every
yeah,
day
they
here.
make you swallow acid.
It's a little worse.
all sorts of stuff.
Somebody should be like, Jesus,
What about-
he'd like a 5 out of 10 on the horrible scale.
Yeah, let's
Death scale.
Now, I give him an 8.
Let's-
8 out of
Oh yeah,
10.
because he had to drag that motherfucking thing
Look,
forever.
he got his skin ripped from his back. Did you not see Mel Brooks' movie?
No.
Yeah, see,
Mel Brooks. Mel Gibson.
No, Mel
Yeah, but
Brooks.
what about those people?
Jesus musical.
What about those people that are like literally like tied to wheels and have their limbs smashed in with hammers and
See,
stuck
that's what I
up for
think.
the
I
crows
think
to pick
Jesus
them to
nailed a
death?
little wheel to the back of the cross, so he dragged it easier.
Well-
he was a carpenter after all. I think they nailed a wheel to each side of the T.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So then they nailed Jesus down.
He was like
face flat on it.
Yeah.
And they made him walk to the top because they're not going to walk him to the top.
Was he like Axel from Twisted Metal 2?
Yeah, he like lay flat down on the cross and he like rode down the mountain at high speed. And he raced those other two guys.
Cross racing.
Yeah, so
With the guys
And
who moved the
whoever
rock?
wins gets put in a cave.
So this is why how it works back then. You're like, I want to go play the cross racing, and they're like, yeah, well, first you need to put on a little show. We're gonna like whip you around for a bit, and they're like, okay.
You know what? So disrespectful.
This is the heathen.
Unbelievable.
Heathen.
You're
Heathen.
I've never even seen
This
Jesus.
is a heathen.
See, but
this is a
no,
Five Guys
This is
bar.
why in Ireland the crosses, the crucifixes they have in the church, has Jesus nailed to the cross with the two wheels on both sides.
Everyone has him nailed facing outwards. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
He needs to have his head arched up, looking forward. So
I
he can
heard that
steer.
people were actually crucified the opposite way. Like the one that's represented as hell was the original way everyone was.
What,
put on the
upside
cross.
down?
Yeah, like the actual way of doing it was you were put where the tall part was up first. So it was actually like the hell one. You were put
Oh.
like that.
Oh, upside down?
So most of the time they just turned you upside down so you die faster. You
Oh.
catch on
How
fire.
do you
quicker.
Catch on-
You catch on fire.
Your face, your hair, like your long
So when
flowing
they put
greasy
the fire
hair.
into you, your head burns first.
Yeah, you catch fire faster.
Again, it makes sense. I'm going with Corey's
This
version.
is why I don't sleep upside down, because I don't want to fucking get caught on fire.
That's what happens. That's true. Don't hang from your roof like metal.
He's not I don't think he was a witch, Corey. I don't think maybe they did set people on fire. I don't know.
No, for him, he
They
was a
let crows
special
peck
case.
at their eyes, like in the movie.
Being hung like that is like that's like the worst of
So
the worst.
he died on the cross. How long did they leave him there?
No,
14, 13 days, something like that.
A bunch of days. He
12
rotted
days.
away.
A week. That's why we call it a week.
See, this is
And
my
they put him in a
problem.
cave.
This is my problem with it. They put him in a cave,
Yeah,
right? They
yeah.
check back a week later.
Right.
He's like, he's no longer here. But the problem is they didn't have proper technology to like calibrate how long he's actually been in the cave for.
Yeah.
He could have been on the cave on fucking Friday or
Romans-
Saturday.
the
Well,
Romans
they also
had-
had the sun. That could have helped.
The Romans had no forensic science lab.
Exactly.
That's true. That's very
so
true.
what I don't understand is we celebrate Easter as him rising up, but there's no evidence but these guys going up to check up on him and be like, oh, he's no longer here. Nobody stayed there. So it's like,
God was checking on him
you
every day.
think-
He was like getting a stick from heaven and poking his son.
yeah.
A lot of people out there believe Jesus wasn't even real. They believe it's just a story.
Story?
Yeah.
There are people that steal bodies for science. So maybe there was a grave robber that stole Jesus' body.
For science.
Science.
Not necessarily, there are
He
other
must
reasons to
smell
steal
really
bodies.
bad, I think.
Jesus, people followed Jesus and they were like,
It's
don't
possible
burn him.
somebody took his body.
Yeah, somebody could have been hiding behind the mountain, came up, got
That
him.
seems so much more likely. If you
Put a
got,
dummy
like,
Jesus
You guys are
there.
just waking up new ideas. in
If
my
you've
brain.
got hundreds of followers, why wouldn't they,
They were-
move the boulder?
Exactly.
100 people can move a boulder.
They were
in
all
an inch
hiding
or
behind the
two.
mountain. They
Look,
were watching
Mick.
Jesus come up and they were hiding behind the rocks, all hundreds of them, waiting for them to go.
Yeah.
They left the Benny Hill theme playing while they ran up.
Yeah, and you hear like the xylophone when they're
Guys.
tiptoeing, like.
I've solved it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so Mick, as you always say, all those fucking brownos look the same, right?
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Sand
That's
Brownos.
hyphen Chris O'Neill
No,
every
no,
day.
no. Anyways, where I'm going with this is one browno goes in the cave.
Crispy Browno.
They lock him in the cave. They pushed a boulder in front of the cave. They locked the boulder and they walk away.
Lock the boulder with
They
the
throw
boulder
away the
key.
key.
So what I'm thinking is maybe the guy who had the key was like, maybe I could be famous, right? So he unlocks it and he looks around with shifty eyes, right?
Yeah.
And he goes in and he takes off the old Jesus clothes, puts it on him. The same looking man comes out, I'm a resurrected man. And everyone's like, it's Jesus, he's back.
Nobody bothered to even look in the cave to find.
Yeah, the other guy's still rotting in there with like rats
No,
on his
Jesus
eyes.
was gone.
Corey, no, that's what I'm saying. It's a false.
There wasn't a soul in the cave.
What was it like? Do you think he was really that handsome?
Jesus,
Beautiful
no.
and handsome?
Everyone
We
always draws him like a
discussed this,
beautiful,
but-
like white dude, but he was definitely just like a
A
normal
brownie.
looking.
A crispy brownie.
As Mick
Crispy
would say,
browno.
crispy browno.
Browno. A browno. I've never even heard that word. Like browno.
Crispy Browno.
This is gonna be the new bad word that we invented, and it's gonna like lead back to us, and we're gonna get in such shit.
Brownos. You would go and be like, hello,
Guys,
my
it's
fellow
all
Brownos.
for comedy.
For
Sorry.
the African Americans that listen to this podcast, you're all pretty cool. I don't know why Chris is so insensitive.
Mick,
It was Mick.
it was all Mick.
And Mick, Corey and I
Mick
are
injected
totally...
I'm
my
a
brain with
saint.
like
I'm a
trash.
saint.
I'm gonna
if
let-
I ever say anything racist, it's because I'm humbly ignorant.
You're ignorant. You're humble about it, though. Humbly ignorant.
Look, can we all just take a moment here and say that we are all disgusting, fucking pasty white trash?
So anyways,
Anyway.
they steal Jesus' body. These fucking people pick him up like he's a rock concert. They take him down, eat one by one. They bring him down like a snake down the mountain. They drop him into the Red River. They replace it with a dummy. And they have a string connected to a giant pole in the sky that they trail the dummy up so it makes it look like he's flying. That's where
What do
Easter
they make
came
the
from.
pole out of? Bamboo?
Yes, Chris, bamboo.
Corey, they put his whole hand on the edge of the bamboo, and then they blew through the bamboo, and he shot up into the sky.
Just like straw dummy flying through the air.
What?
Why did they replace it with a straw dummy?
I didn't do it.
Holy shit.
So I don't really know where we're going with this, but everybody wrote it down on the big plaque, and that's why we have Easter.
My mom's gonna be so mad at me.
Why, Chris? We're just rewriting history.
You're mad if like scholars found this instead of the Bible.
3,000 years from now, they just find this one piece of audio.
The SleepyCabin Bible.
They found this
Most
like,
respected source in all of Oxford.
My God.
Quoted Corey.
hey,
That was a terrifying thought. They actually found all the podcasts, all the SleepyCabin podcasts, and that was like their archive for
What a nightmare world.
the world ends, but ARC podcast survives.
What do you think they'd make of certain, like Hitler? What do you think they'd say about Hitler if they only listened to what we've said about him? On
They
the
would think of
podcast?
Hitler as like a celebrity, and so
Yeah, I think they think of
him
him as a celebrity.
kind of like how we saw like
not
Johnny
not,
Depp. and
not like
stuff.
a good guy, like clearly a bad guy.
Yeah,
but-
anti-hero.
Yeah, kind of like an
Anti-hero
anti-hero-esque character.
Look, I
they-
never said any good shit about him.
I never said anything good about him
I've never
either.
said
Let's
it.
just put that on the table.
I'm just saying the way we joke about him, you wouldn't really have a clear picture of what he was.
Right. Yeah, I don't think any of us have ever been pro. I think if anything, it was just a matter of not painting him as the monster.
Do we have to say we're not pro-Hitler? Do we have to pull the
No,
fourth
I'm not
wall
saying
away?
that. I'm not. You know
To
what?
pull the fourth wall away, we're not pro-Hitler.
Pro Hitler.
Look, we're not
Putting the wall
racist
back.
either. I'm sorry about that whole Brano thing.
I used to be.
It was funny to paint Mick as a racist, okay? That's the joke.
You can't go back. Nick said this in the quiet of his room. He
Also,
thought nobody was listening.
I whispered it in the darkness of my room. Just
Fucking Hitler was a huge loser, the most successful one of all time.
Yeah.
He pretty much just was a fucking loser, and he just got motivated because of it.
I still will never understand how the picture perfect Aryan Nazi was this blonde-haired, blue-eyed giant when you had Hitler at the front of the band.
I don't get it, yeah.
Because he like clearly was the opposite of that.
Maybe he was gay.
Maybe that's the kind of person he liked. He
Hitler
looked at
had one testicle.
Did he?
And he had extreme flatulence all the time. No, this is not a joke.
I bet.
No, it's
Not a
true.
joke.
All that
It's not-
chocolate.
no, I swear.
Where did you read this?
I heard it.
In the
Hitler
same
told him.
book as your 30,000
He
foot
had
brontosaurus.
he had irritable bowel syndrome. I'm not kidding. And then no, this is not in the same dinosaur website. Okay, this is not on
30,000 foot dinosaurs.
30K dinosaur.
and the 50-foot wide crab. All these-
I never
Right,
said
Chris?
that. There is 10 feet crab, and the one I said was 5 feet, and that is true. I saw a fucking crab that could have killed me.
Chris.
In Irish waters. Do you know that there's seals in Wexford that come out on the road and they beg for fish?
That's believable. It's true. When you send me a Photoshop of a crab that's bigger than like 5
That's not a
speedboats,
Photoshop.
That is a photo. That crab is like 20 feet. It's not even a king crab. It's one of the regular crabs.
Japanese spider crab.
You're
Japanese
Chris.
spider crab.
Those are the crabs that they ride around on the back.
Yeah, it's like
If I saw
They're like
like
school buses for kids.
if I saw like a guy like
Modern
actually
Milo.
legit trying to like fuck a Japanese spider crab, that would be legit the most disturbing thing ever.
Probably.
Is that even a real thing? A
Yeah,
Japanese
Japanese
spider
spider crabs are like 10 feet long.
Where would you fuck it though? Would you have to
In the
like
mouth,
cut
just
a
bubbly little,
slit
like-
or something? Yeah.
mouth?
Isn't that like
crab?
bad?
Just as long as you remember their legs are long and their torso.
They wrap around you and like bring you closer.
You know, speaking of
They don't
fucking
attack
crabs,
people, Chris.
They don't attack people. What I'm saying is, if you fucking it, it will like enjoy it and bring
Chris,
you closer.
how
Right,
real?
okay.
Like recently, Chris made me watch a movie called Angela's Ashes.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie. It's got a lot of butts, and it's about being Catholic and
The only
being
butts
an
I
Irish.
remember are baby butts
Lots
and
of baby butts.
man butts.
Lots of baby butts, lots of man butts. But one of the things that I remembered was the boys, the young boys behind the wall, jerking their
jerking off the
chains,
sheep.
jerking off to just like they weren't like fucking sheep, but they literally were just looking at a herd of sheep.
That scene is weird. I
jerking
think
off.
the message they were trying to
and
convey
there were
was
four
that
of them all together along a wall.
They're probably looking at their private parts.
What is everybody's favorite religious movie?
Angela's Ashes.
Angela's Ashes. It was not a religious movie, but it has
It's
a lot of
pretty damn
religion.
religious.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever. I think it's one of the most rewatchable movies ever.
There's lots of tidbits everywhere.
Watch it again and you'll see new stuff. I swear to God.
I bet. I still am curious though. Is that a national pastime in Ireland?
No.
Is that like a sign of adolescence? Like you're becoming a man?
There was a guy in my school, and I'm not gonna name him, but everyone said that he like fucked the sheep.
Yeah.
And then like one day everyone was like, sure, he fucked the sheep, right? And he's like, he looked around like everyone found out, and he got really fucking mad, and he like ran out of the room, and everyone was like, and it was like, God. Yeah. But
New Zealand, they're the ones who actually fuck the sheep. Right?
people say New Zealanders fuck sheep, but that is a stereotype, my friend.
Right, but stereotypes do come from
That
somewhere.
part of Angela's
Somebody
Ashes,
in New Zealand fucked a
I
sheep.
think, look, every animal in the world has been
More
fucked,
than
okay?
10 people in New Zealand have fucked a sheep. Probably 100. Maybe 1,000 over all the years of mankind.
There's been more people that fuck animals.
Everyone in New Zealand fucks a sheep.
There was a story just today.
Let's just do the math. It's
Today?
simple.
Somebody fucked and killed a pit bull.
What?
And
That
then,
is
and then
disgusting.
killed it and hung it from a tree.
What?
Yeah.
How the fuck did anyone know that they fucked it?
I guess they ran their rape kit on the pit bull.
What the? What?
I don't know.
At what point would
How
you
would I
ever be
know?
like, hey, look at that dead dog in a tree. Hey, I know.
You know what
Go
I know?
run the rape kit on
Well,
that thing.
I don't get how you get that
I don't
desperate.
understand how
They
people.
called the FBI because they were like, we have a real problem on our hands.
I don't understand how people get like want to get fucked by horses.
Horses kill people.
Yeah, like these
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and it's like you see these people that try to get fucked by them, and like the horse's weight is they're like they have
Oh,
to
yeah, well,
wrap their
sometimes,
body
like-
weight and they can
Yeah,
like
sometimes like their hooves.
I've
they're
had to
like-
move a horse. Like when a horse dies, it's like it might as well just be like a fucking car that just smells like shit that you have to fucking move with a chain
car
because
that
it's like
smells like
really heavy. They're
Yeah.
so fucking heavy, and like having to move one is just like thinking the idea of that can like straggle you and go on top of you and shove its fucking elephant trunk inside of you.
Yeah.
It's like you want that.
Look,
I heard some people don't even die from that. They actually die from the ejaculation because there's so
What?
much of it. It
They
like
have to have their,
explodes
like-
their insides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
what-
a lot to it.
There's an infamous video. that-
Mr. Hands.
Mr. Hands.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a dude getting fucked in the ass and
It
died.
absolutely looks
Oh!
like, dude, it's going in like a few inches, and then all of a sudden it like slips and goes
Shoots
like
up
all the
his
way
ass.
in,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, his insides are just destroyed.
They were
No,
just
he died, and
he
that's
was
why I
fractured, his
think
ribs
now
exploded.
Washington bestiality laws were brought in because of him.
Oh, terrific.
Oh my god.
In the video, he's like,
Terrific.
it's like it's horrible.
That's what
Why
I'm
the
saying.
fuck-
Well, there-
why- First of all, he filmed it?
Well, here's the problem.
He had a dude
These
film it
people,
for him.
these
There was two
people.
there doing
Was it a
killed-
prank?
No.
This isn't like professionally done. Like you see, these people have seen bestiality porn at some point. These people, they're professionals. When the girls do it, they have
They're
people
professionals.
holding the fucking horses from behind while they're getting fucked. So, because they're
Wow.
trying to like keep them restrained, so these people aren't getting fucked in like the meadow by
They're not getting their
themselves with
fucking
no.
insides
Yeah.
blended by a fucking
They-
horse.
Bestiality news with Corey.
Perfect, yeah. Bestiality news coming at you. But it's like, so there's either way, they have friends and other people helping them
Yeah.
while they're getting fucked by horses, dogs, all these things. Because
That's
animals,
a real friend.
animals when they're fucking, they're mindless. They're fuck animals. They're like dolphins. If a dolphin fucks you to death, you're being fucked to death. What are you gonna be able to fight it?
thing I
You're
don't
gonna
get
knock it away. It's gonna come back for more. They don't know.
What I don't
They're
get
just
right
horny.
is if you're like fucking an actual hot girl, right? Now imagine that she has shit lining her ass, and you're looking at it, you're like, ugh. Like every single person would be like, that is disgusting.
Not
I'm done.
necessarily. Like
Okay,
there's-
okay, there's a few people, right?
Yeah.
The vast minority, right?
The-
so if you see like a sheep or a dog's ass lined with little shit specks,
Yeah.
why would you not instantly just be like, that is fucking disgusting?
Maybe-
Minus the fact I'm
because-
fucking an animal.
If you're a guy
Well,
living
because
on an
they're like-
island herding sheep
Yeah.
for 20 years and you're alone,
Spit in your hand
know.
and fuck it.
I don't know.
They're probably used to it. Like they're sitting there lugging their shit all day. It's at least
Are
it's like
you
their
saying-
gift. They earned it.
You
from
know,
cleaning up their shit.
there's that
Like, you
time
earned it.
in your life when you get so horny. I don't know if it's when you're a teenager or what, but when you get so horny, you basically black out. You basically would do anything. Like some of the most depraved shit has gone through your head. I'm not saying for us to admit what those things are, but I'm sure in the deep dark depths of your imagination, there was some point in your life when you were like horny and young and going through puberty or whatever the fuck it was,
Yeah.
where you were thinking of some really weird ass shit.
Yes.
So
fuck seaweed, man.
yeah, well, if you were alone, like Jeff said, if you were alone with just a bunch of sheep for, your whole life, and there's nobody around
That's
for
true.
miles.
Like if you weren't gonna get caught, you could fuck as many sheep as you want. No one would know.
those sheep ain't talking.
And they don't even care.
I
They're
get it.
dumb.
I'll get you that ticket to New Zealand for your birthday. I get
Thank you.
This is
How many hints did I have to drop?
Isn't today Easter?
This is a new low for the podcast.
You know what? This has actually been a really like horrifically rancid podcast.
I was gonna bring up how dolphins are horny, but I think we should just stop this right now. Let's just stop this right now.
Yeah, let's talk about something nice. Corey, Easter eggs, aren't they yummy?
Jeff, when you threw the duck into the water,
Yeah.
did you see the duck come down and like try to fuck it and then like
Corey,
fly away with
we
it?
were on a new Easter egg topic.
Corey.
It was like, hey, it's like fucking like splashing the water everywhere. I tried to drag the
How
fucking
dare you? How
duck
dare
corpse.
you? I threw a duck corpse into a river. Dude, this huge duck died right next to the office. Let me just break this down. You ever just, like, imagine, like, a house or an office, and a big animal just dies next to it, and you're just, like, you walk by it for several days, and you're just like, what do we do about this?
Yeah.
You just keep hoping it's not there the next day.
Yeah,
You're like,
somebody's gonna take
somebody
care of it.
moved it, but it never goes anywhere.
Get disheveled,
So
my friend.
I tossed it like a football into the river.
Did you swing it by its big duck
And
neck?
it didn't like hit the water and bob up and down and float away. It just slammed into the riverbed and just sat there.
It's true. But you didn't see what happened after.
No, I didn't fuck it, Corey.
No, I'm not saying you did. You just missed the aftermath of these like herds of ducks coming over and seeing it.
Oh, they like fuck dead bodies, do they?
Yeah. Well, it tried to. It was like
I know ducks are fucking
it was like
rapists.
honking and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
like going on it, and then it flew away because it couldn't fuck
That
it.
was the wife duck.
Probably.
It was like, George! Yeah, right away.
It just couldn't do anything, so it flew away.
There is something weird about dead animals that, like, I haven't dealt with, like, a deer or anything like that. Most of the dead animals I've dealt with have been fairly small.
Yeah.
But I do feel like they get lighter. Like, you'd think dead weight. Like, I'm sure a human body is very
Well,
different.
horses are the only exception.
They get lighter when they die?
I don't know what it is. It, like, my dog passed away, and we had to put it down. And I had to carry it from my house to a car where they had a thing to take him away.
Yeah.
But I do remember, like, I had to carry him all the time. And I don't know if it's because, like, their muscles are tensed up. So they're, like, kind of, like, flailing around or, like, whatever. But after we put him down, maybe it was in the moment. I don't know.
Well, you
but
know,
he felt lighter.
A soul is 10 pounds, Mick. And,
Is it?
you
Do
know,
people say stuff like that?
They do say.
Because I went hunting as well, and when we would shoot these, we were shooting pheasants and stuff, and I remember because they were
Nick,
also.
you're a monster. You're a monster.
No, dude, did I ever tell you the first time I went hunting?
What's a pheasant?
The pheasant, it's like
It's a bird.
It's a big.
It's like a bird that you
hard.
hunt.
It's
Walks
like a
around.
peacock mixed with a fucking.
Yeah, it's kind of like a peacock.
It's
yeah.
like an ugly, shitty peacock. It's
It
like a
is.
shitty,
It's a
wild
shittier
peacock.
And they like
Yeah,
breed them to
yeah.
then be hunted, but they only have like a 2-year lifespan anyway. Anyways, so we went hunting. It was the first time I ever went hunting. I shot my first pheasant. It was lying on the ground, and what you're supposed to do is you grab it by its head and then you spin it around like one of those like New Year's crank things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to break its neck that way,
Yeah.
and then it flaps a few times more, and then it settles down, and then you're supposed to put it in your jacket. When we're out there, it's cold.
That's
There's
true.
snow everywhere.
My granny and granddad used to do that.
Yeah. So we have these jackets, and you actually stuff your birds in your jacket while you're going. So I kill this bird, break its neck, put it in my jacket, whatever. And we kept hunting, and then finally we came up to another bird. Dogs were ready to flush it out,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden this bird just starts flapping again, like while it was in my
God.
fucking sleeve. And this was like 3 or 4 minutes after it was clearly dead from before. And I'm sitting there trying to aim because we're waiting for the second pheasant to fly up from because they were like these corn rows.
Yeah.
You're waiting for this bird, and this thing in my fucking sleeve just keeps flapping around. So I'm sitting there with my elbow just trying to like jab it, like stop it, just stop. And it just kept freaking out.
I am not cut out for fucking around with dead animals on a hunting
neither.
trip.
Hunting?
I
I don't like
no-
hunting. It would make me feel bad
I'm a
personally.
pussy.
I would
can't
never shoot a deer with a
Female
gun.
deer.
What about a bow?
With a bow, I would, yes.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Does
'Cause
that
it looks
work?
Cool?
No, because I would already feel bad. Look, if I could, I'd actually like to kill it with a dagger.
What the fuck?
I wouldn't shoot with a bow because if you don't hit its vital organ,
then,
it just
yeah.
runs for miles.
That's right.
with an
That's what I
arrow.
And then it like bleeds and
And then it dies and you don't find it.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
That's the ultimate.
I would just feel. I guess you could say like with a gun, if you got it in the right spot, you're gonna kill it quicker.
You get one of those ninja
But I feel like
scroll
guns are just so
fucking
unfair in
shurikens.
nature to begin with.
I kind of like. I had a compound bow as a kid.
Yeah.
they're kind of fun to use.
Shooting bows is fun.
Just not into deer.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. I just don't, I would feel bad.
I couldn't even hit a fucking deer if I wanted to, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I never have. I've never had to stare into their big doughy eyes.
they're a
and make
challenge
that
to
decision.
use, man, because it's not like a gun where there's one sight you look through. You have the set pins on the thing
Yeah.
for various distances and to judge the distance. But even then, you have to judge the distance with your eyes, sort of. So.
Jeff, you're a man of many talents. Sitting
a
there
bow.
with your compound bow. How many times have you pointed that bow at somebody you didn't like while they didn't
I
know?
shot a lot of hay bales, Mick, but nothing, no humans.
What's a
yet.
compound bow? Is that like a one where you unfold it? Like it's like a thing that's like...
Is it composite or compound?
It's called a compound bow. Basically, it means there's a pulley system on it where when you pull normally with a typical bow, you pull the string back and it gets harder and harder, and all the way back, it's that you're holding it the hardest you can.
Yeah.
With a compound bow, the way the pulleys work, it's hard to pull it first, but then it gets easier at the very end of the pull.
Which makes holding it like
Yeah,
that
holding it
easier.
easier.
I had that one.
Yeah.
I actually had a bow. It was black and it had like pink neon because this was the time where everything was like neon, and it was like black neon with like I had like green arrows, and I had like my own little like thing. You have like your target thing you practice on.
Yeah.
And I didn't have like a good one, so it wasn't tough enough to pierce any skin. So I was always worried though that I would end up hitting somebody, so I stopped using it because when you live on like an area and you're like an area with like people, you don't want to end up hitting somebody with a fucking arrow.
That's the thing that always
was
weirded me out about like guns, just in general, when you shoot a gun, because apparently it goes like a very long distance very
Yeah.
quickly. So I'm always thinking, like, if you shoot a gun, like, for all you know, like 100 yards away, right? Like somebody else.
That's happened in my area. There's houses around where I used to grow up. They get hit by stray bullets.
Yeah.
'cause hunters are idiots.
Yeah.
Even if you're wearing bright clothes, they'll still shoot.
But I'm just saying,
They're
like, through the trees, and then
Exactly.
it keeps, and then for all you know, there's somebody on the other side.
On our property at my dad's place, there was always people hunting because we
Yeah.
had a wood area, and there's hunting season, and if you go hunting beyond hunting season, you can get like fined.
Yeah.
People still did it; it doesn't matter. But there were like times where people would like be coming and walking around with rifles right outside our area, like hunting animals and stuff
It
there.
happens in Ireland a lot too.
And my dad,
People
would,
getting shot during.
No, just people like always on the fields, like just with guns. Like
my dad would
hunting
chase him
pheasants
down
and
though.
shit.
Yeah.
He would like jump over the fence and chase him down, and he'd be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing over here?" And they like run off because they're not supposed to be there.
It's a fucking idiot. There's signs everywhere saying "Don't hunt here." No
Yeah.
hunters allowed. Yet they just ignore them.
This is just stupid.
But I can't read. If I was to like hunt like a deer or something like that, either with like a knife, only because look, I'd want to make it as even Steven as possible. I mean,
No.
they've got hooves, so technically they could.
What about antlers? Would you
Or
fight-
antlers.
Would you fight a deer with antlers?
Just with a pair of antlers,
Yeah.
fucking clobber them with just
That'd
a
be
pair
so
of antlers.
scary.
It's only fair.
It would be only fair. I would want to wrestle. I mean, I've had lots of dreams where I'm like chasing a deer down,
You
and
earn-
I feel everything.
Are you so
I
obsessed with this?
dive through the air, and I actually land on top of it, and I wrap my arms
Nick.
around its neck, and it's still moving really fast. So it keeps moving, and I literally have to throw my weight to the side just to throw it off balance, and then we both hit the ground, slide for a while. At that point, it's wriggling around, but I'm holding on with dear life, and I just bite into its neck.
You're like the opposite of Bambi.
Yeah.
It's like,
If you killed-
you really hate deer.
No, I don't hate deer at all.
If you killed the deer, you could earn its mate. It's yours. Your prize.
I get up with the blood pouring from my mouth.
She lifts her tail ready in
Yeah,
front
she
of all
sees
the other
the
deers.
damage. Yeah, she sees
Now
her
I get
dead partner.
bestiality.
Yeah, see,
I
it's
walk
a
up to his wife.
bestiality
and
is
I
a
tell her
trophy
to turn
thing.
around.
See, that's why people get it's a trophy thing.
The only way I'd hunt something is if it was a nuisance. Like, you ever see that video where just like baboons living in some village?
Yeah.
And it's South Africa, and they just like walk in people's houses and there's shit everywhere and like fuck with the people.
And you can't do anything
People,
because they're like,
yeah, the people like, get out! And the baboons just look at him like, and just like starts throwing paper around.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, we want to hunt them, but there's stupid fucking laws here that won't let us do it. And if you shoot a baboon, you get fined like 10 grand.
But why?
But
Jeez.
they are literal like pieces of
Menaces.
shit. Like they'll open your car and smash the windows and take what's inside and shit all
No,
over your
I
car.
did. I saw a
Like,
documentary.
I can't understand why that's not like self-defense. It's in your home and
Yeah.
it's a fucking a threat.
Speaking of dead animals, guys, this one YouTube channel I don't know why I'm fascinated with this.
You've
but
told this guy before.
There's a YouTube channel of a guy but he's like a professional butcher, but it's almost like art the way he breaks down an animal carcass into like at the end he has this table laid out and all the meats are separated into categories and it's almost like you want to take a picture of it.
That's what my
It's
grandma
interesting.
used to
We took a
do.
video
I was
of
gonna
it.
say
Yeah, it's all
earlier,
video, but
there's like this crazy like process to like butchering a dead carcass or whatever.
Yeah.
I think if you do it well, it does show respect, a little bit of respect to the actual thing that you did, rather than just killing it, taking its horns, and then
Yeah,
throwing
you can
its
be
body
like
into a
you
river.
can be like Neytiri from Avatar and be like, thank you,
Yeah.
and eat it.
Pray to the animal, burn its bones.
I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here because every time we go out to eat or I eat at your house, I'm a little picky. Like I like meat, I like chicken steak, but I don't really eat the gristle or
Yeah.
Mick eats everything. You eat everything.
I eat
You
everything,
guys
but I don't
devour
like
everything.
I don't like the fat compounds, like the fat sacks that they have. It's just like the white
But
meat.
I eat everything I want to eat, and then I
Yeah.
put my plate down, and then I see Mick look at me like,
I'm
"You-
sorry.
you
I
pussy."
respect.
No. I'm not. I'm making fun of myself here because
When I
I'm
get a
just
rotisserie
sissy.
chicken, I bury
Yeah.
those bones in the
Yeah,
backyard,
yeah.
and I burn some incense
Yeah.
and thank thank Valhalla for bringing me this
Whenever
dinner.
my mom, she used to always be like, "Here, Chris, here's a nice fish meal," and it's always just me like putting the fish in my mouth. I'm like, "This tastes whatever," and then I'm just like picking little bones out of my teeth. I'm like, "This is fucking annoying," and that's why I don't eat fish.
What does that mean? What is that thing you got at that Mexican restaurant with the fish one time? What was that called?
I have no idea.
Mud skipper.
Pesque something.
He got a fish, a fried fish with like the whole fish.
Yeah.
He was just eating the fins like they're potato chips.
It was great.
Hey,
It was great.
I respect that. I couldn't do
filthy
it.
When we were done, it looked like those cartoons
He
where
ate
like
the head.
Tom and Jerry Tom will put the fucking fish in his mouth, pull it out,
Yeah.
and there's just bones.
You're like that
Nothing-
scene out of
nothing
Indiana
left.
Jones 2 where they're eating all stupid shit at the table.
No, a fish is not a stupid shit.
Monkey
Dude, they were
brains?
eating fucking
monkey
live
brains?
snake babies and monkey brains out of monkey
You like
heads.
hold the snake by like the tip of its tail and you chomp down and like strip all of his bones.
Oh
and
yeah,
face off.
I would
they
eat
were
a baby
eating
snake.
lizards and scorpions back in Jesus' time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like poke it with a stick and cook it on a fire and eat it.
They were also eating fish.
Oh,
and sand.
They were eating duplicated fish.
yeah, but the water was poison.
Jesus kept like dirtying up the water reserve with his feet.
I think the water was cleaner back then in his mouth.
It was like the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Corey, that's Moses' thing.
Yeah.
That was Jesus'
No,
lake.
it
too.
wasn't.
That was Jesus' lake. They both shared it. They were in the same fucking town.
Jesus was in one lake cabin on one side and Moses is in the other.
Yes.
They used to like fucking hate each other and throw fucking fish at each other. And
But you'd
Moses
part the sea to beat the fuck out of them.
yeah, they'd run into the center of the parted sea and start
Jesus,
kicking each other.
yeah, fucking Jesus would be like, "Hey, idiot!" He fucking throw
Dude,
like
if there was
rocks over like Moses.
Why would they hate each other?
If there was like a religious Street
I
Fighter
king of
game,
the
if you had
Jews.
Moses versus Jesus, that would be a great like level.
That'd be cool, like Batman
bet
versus
they-
Superman movie.
Yeah.
I think they made that. I swear. There's-
There was a bunch of gifts of like people who have discovered stuff, like Albert Einstein and all these people who
Versus-
discovered like the theories, and they were like they
Thomas
made them into
Edison.
like the people who discovered like the theory of like light, like the theory of light, or like the theory of planets, and like all these like theories that
Yeah.
are actually like what we use as natural science.
Yeah.
And somebody made a fighting game out of them where they
fun.
used their moves were based off like the guy would use like the one who discovered the light or whatever.
Yeah.
He would like
Edison?
use was it?
Or, I don't know. I mean,
It was the one who discovered the light. He would like use the light spectrum as like an attack, where the light spectrum would like do like a laser thing.
Yeah.
Or like the person who discovered like light travel would use like stars and like create like a star bow and shit.
Scientist fighter.
It was like basically like the natural science like Street Fighter.
This is a console game?
No, somebody did a bunch of gifs of it. I
Oh,
thought it was
gifs
really
of it.
cool.
Okay, yeah.
It'd be a cool idea for a fighting game, just like these people who did like their stuff they accomplished. and
That'd
made
be
a
one of
fighting
those
game out
ways
it.
of getting kids to quote unquote
But then
learn without learning anything.
But then Jesus would be like fucking Colossus, so overpowered as fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jesus shared the Red Sea because remember how he turned the water into wine?
Yes.
Turn that whole ocean into wine.
That's why they call it
That
the Red
water
Sea.
was the Red Sea.
Oh, got it.
and that's when he found Baloo the whale.
What? Jesus found Baloo?
Yeah.
Baloo's from Jungle Book. He's the gray bear.
Why is he called Baloo then?
It's the bare necessities, Chris.
Jesus is like riding on his big blue whale. Jesus is like, wow, you're cool. I'm gonna show my dad to you.
He escaped from the cave, climbed into the whale, and they took
That's
off.
what
He sat
happened.
in his blowhole and he shot him into the sky.
And he spun around like a
He
rice
covered
straw
everyone in the
dog.
vicinity in blood.
Do you ever think that all this stuff is what? Okay, so like when Moses parted the sea to let the Jews walk across to the island. When he parted the sea, he caused the big flood.
island.
He caused the big flood that Noah had to create the boat. Do you think all these like stories are intertwined together?
Yes, the land of milk and honey was literally made of milk and honey.
Wait, no. I
They
think
were
what-
like wading through milk and honey for
What
like
Corey
years.
is saying is that all the different stories in the Bible are really like a big Rube Goldberg machine.
Yes.
Where like,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
yes, where Jesus walked on the water, Moses was like, wait, let me catch up, guys. Jesus was like, F off, nerd. And he's like, fuck you. And he parted the sea.
Yeah.
The water then just spread across the land, caused the great floods, where Noah then had his boat. The boat goes off. I don't fucking know anymore.
What happens after
Jesus
the boat?
stories.
What happens after the boat?
Yeah, what happened? What's
Everybody
another
dies.
Jesus story?
Moses got
Noah repopulates the earth.
Moses parted the sea. They walked through the river. Jesus said farewell to his neighbor, right?
Yes.
So they walked
They
through.
finally made up.
They walked through the lake. Yeah, that's the end of Jesus' character arc. He resided happily in his lakeside cabin with Baloo. So Moses
Well, the
went.
gray bear from Jungle Book.
Moses parted the lake. He made his way to the island of milk and honey.
Okay, well Noah, while doing all this, he didn't
Noah.
realize.
We're talking about Moses.
Yes, but when he parted the sea, he caused the great flood.
Yeah, that's when Noah built his
Yeah,
little ship.
Bruce Almighty created
Yeah,
the ship.
Evan Almighty.
Evan,
According to the movie,
sorry.
According to the movie Noah, they argued with rock monsters, with the angels, rock monster angels,
That's
and then
cool.
he
Dude,
built-
the fucking Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
rock monsters
Yeah,
were
then he did-
amazing. amazing.
Then he had the Mad Max villains come and try to destroy him in his arc, and he fought them off.
Okay, and then that
I
goes
like
in...
how you could like shove a spear through a rock monster and they explode into a fucking heavy
What arc does
light
that
beam.
go into?
No, but what I was saying was
so
when they made
ridiculous.
their way to the land of milk and honey, right?
Yes.
And Moses used his parting power to part the land of milk and honey. Inside the milk and honey, he found the tablets, the 10 Commandments.
He threw them into the air. They
He threw them into the air and he shot lightning at them.
They turned gold. They landed directly into the Mormons.
And he read them out to his followers. The first commandment, Corey, what does it say?
Thou shalt not kill.
Yes. Jeff, what was the second commandment?
I don't know.
To bear arms.
No, you're not
Right to bear arms.
You're not gonna.
It was funny. I was gonna fucking say that. I was gonna fucking say that.
The third
The right
commandment.
to bear arms.
Third commandment, never judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
Fourth commandment,
Important.
always wipe your shoes.
Fifth commandment: don't go swimming 5 minutes after you eat.
Sixth commandment, don't call the people brownos, no matter how angry you get.
Seventh commandment:
Always tip
crispy
your
brownos,
waiters.
even worse.
Yes. Eighth commandment,
Always tip your waiters.
always tip your waiters.
It just got more pettier because he ran out of ideas.
Ninth commandment:
All right, so
please don't
there's
forget,
2 more.
Yeah, don't forget to feed Baloo.
Search Roblox.
Search Roblox all XD every day on YouTube.
Nobody understood what that meant
Doesn't
until YouTube was invented.
It was a prophecy.
It was. It was a
prophecy of
the
LOL XD
future.
Roblox.
Yes.
10th commandment, the most important one.
Own kids through commentary videos. The 11th commandment that has yet to be seen. It's still in the works. He's gonna come with Y2K comes. He's gonna drop all these new commandments. He's like, I've been busy. Here's like 100 more
Moses cut it into
commandments.
the sole of his foot so no one can see except him.
Okay, so the rock monsters.
Did you see this? Did you see
I
this?
never saw it. I never saw
It
it.
is literally ridiculous.
I heard it was written by somebody who had no idea what it was.
I heard it was kind of cool.
It's cool.
It's like an
in that
action
it's
movie
Not,
on the side.
it's just not even. It's like watching the Lord of the Rings. It
Yeah.
actually makes religion like people who are like, oh well, that's just a fantastical fairy tale. You know, like Jesus is about as real as Frodo or whatever.
Yeah.
It essentially makes the Noah story into one of those Frodo stories. Like it's just so ridiculous.
It was so stupid, but I did like the one shot where they pull away into space and you just see the Earth, and it's just one huge storm over the entire
Oh
planet.
yeah, yeah.
That was kind of cool.
My favorite shot was when they pulled out and you just saw fucking Noah's bare ass. He's like literally face planted on the beach,
Yeah.
and there he just has a sandy ass,
Russell's
a sandy
hole.
wet ass. Russell Crowe's sandy wet bubble butt, because he actually gained a little bit of weight for the role, and he's literally like his dick must be in the sand, like he's got his wiener
Wait.
fucking
I don't know
hole.
why that was the first thought.
Okay,
Nick, but-
so
Because they do a close up of his fucking ass cheeks.
Is his dick okay? Then he's lying in the sand. Is his dick okay?
He was face planted so hard, I was concerned about his genitals.
do you remember the movie AI?
Yes.
So do you remember the part where they like string up all the robots and like talk about how they're gonna torture them?
It
it
was
was
like in
this-
the arena or
Yeah,
something?
this like arena with like
yeah.
all these like post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
If they did a retelling of Passion of the Christ, it'd be just like that. Like he would be strung up. He'd be like this big buff ripped guy. They'd be like, "What should we do to him? Burn him!" So they have all these like robot arms coming out with lasers to fucking like carve.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "It doesn't hurt me," and like light would shine through him. And then his rock angels would come in and with giant fucking hammers and just smash the
See,
heathens.
They walked around retarded. Like they looked like they were retarded, right? The rock monsters, they just were stumbling around and their arms were different lengths and
The rock monsters, what they represent? Do they represent like? Was it supposed to be like
They were
Paul
angels.
and John? Like
No,
the
they were
two-
angels.
fallen angels.
No, there's like the angels, like the main ones that like.
Wait, they named the
right hand man,
angels?
God's two right hand man, like Paul and Joseph. I forget. Like there's like Paul and
Paul and Joe? Paulie and Joey?
Gabriel and Michael.
I guess God hated them because they were all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, well, they cheated a lot.
Did any of you guys see the Ridley Scott movie recently? The Story of Moses.
Oh, yeah.
Noah?
No.
Oh,
Dore.
Moses.
The other
Fuck.
Moses.
No, I never saw it. I never saw it.
Can't remember the name of it. Exodius Gods and Kings.
Oh, that movie
Exodus.
looks fucking horrible.
Exodus.
Like there was an exodus of joy
What's
from
Exodus
your
mean?
body when you were
I'll
born.
keep that
It's
in
a
mind.
big, huge journey.
Find out.
No,
Really?
an exodus is basically like everybody fucking bailing. Like an exodus from a country is like a whole bunch of people being like, "Fuck this, we're out."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Exodus.
Abe's Exodus.
I know the word, but when I see it
I
spelled,
actually, it might even
whatever.
be banishment.
The
I'm not
story
quite
of
sure.
Moses is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Like all the shit that happens.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the movie Prince of Egypt, I think.
Yeah, no, I
that
like
movie.
Prince
That's
of
not.
Egypt.
No, it's not called Prince of Egypt.
Yeah.
What's the actual movie called? Because Prince of Egypt's a game.
No,
it's a movie.
You're
Is it
thinking of
really?
Prince of Persia.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, Prince of Egypt was a really good movie, and
Yes.
it was like kind of like the telling of what happened with all like the crickets and the frogs and the measles.
The locusts.
yeah,
Locusts.
the crickets.
There were locusts in Exodus
Remember that
too.
stupid ass
Yeah.
song was like, "You're playing with the big boys now."
That
It's so stupid.
That was really well done, though.
I
It
love that
was.
movie. It's a great movie.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
There's like the thing where you're supposed to like smear blood on your door,
Yeah.
so like the
So
spirits
God
don't
knows
come
not to knock on your
like,
door.
smite your kids
God's like
and kill
coming
them
in to
in
kill
their
you, and
sleep.
he's like,
Did you see Exodus? Any of you see
No.
it?
No.
See, that's in the movie too.
It's
It
a
sounds
really,
like it's just a
it's a
recap.
fucking
It's a Moses
awesome
story, though.
story.
it's
Yeah.
just like an epic
Moses
version.
is
Were
an
there
awesome
fireballs at
fucking
the end
story.
of it?
There's
It should rain
fireballs,
fire, too.
crickets, frogs.
Yeah, there was all that.
Evil
that.
spirits coming, like they're
Oils.
fucking like these black, like light, like
The
shit,
wisps that
and these like
stole the
black
children in
smog
the
that
night.
comes.
That's the
and
will of the
fucking-
How did they kill the babies in that story?
What babies?
No. I'm saying in
Oh,
Exodus because
it suffocates
remember all the
them.
babies get killed.
They throw them to
Yeah,
crocodiles.
a bunch of people in this one town marked
Pile
their
of
doors.
Yeah.
So they were safe.
So
Yeah,
who-
you
what-
mark
the
your
ones
door.
that didn't. What happened to their babies?
They were just like I think dead the next day.
It's
Like
suffocate-
the storm came and then they were just dead the next day.
Oh, so they didn't show like a
God just-
mysterious.
No,
wind?
it's just
They were very subtle about it. But
God
yeah,
just turned off.
God is like an
He
angry
unplugged
wind.
them.
Yeah.
God just-
yeah, a black smog comes over and kills everybody.
babies dead.
God went on his like Windows 98. He's like cc.x kill all babies.
but-
dot.
So wait, does that mean God's a baby killer?
Well, God,
God
in,
is
the
a
movie,
baby
in the
killer.
movie, God's a little kid. Instead of a burning bush, he talks to a little kid. And
You never read the Bible? God kills fucking anyone who smites him.
He's like, "Who are you?"
God is literally like the
Most-
biggest asshole in the Bible.
God, you're not supposed to say that.
It's true in the Bible. It's like God is literally like talking to
They're
the
gonna
devil.
ban you from Ireland.
I don't care. I don't care, right?
God.
Bible is literally like this. It's like
Don't care.
I don't
want to
care.
go
There's
back.
so many angry comments.
You don't know anything about
No.
religion.
Dude, I was born a Christian and raised a
don't know
Christian.
anything.
Look, listen,
Yeah.
this is the Bible.
Yeah.
This is the Bible.
I'm listening.
God is
Teach
hanging
me.
out with Satan under a tree picking apples, right?
Yeah.
Satan's like,
You know, I bet that if you were really mean to one of your followers, that he'd leave you.
and God's like, no, he won't. I'll prove it. And then God's like,
You there, your whole family's dead.
Oh yeah, I remember that story.
And
They
then
just fuck with this one guy
Yeah, they just
until
fuck with him for no reason,
until he's
right?
on his like deathbed,
yeah,
and
he,
he's still like,
kills
"I
his
still
wife.
love you."
He's like,
I still love you, God. And God's like, see, Satan, he's my friend forever. And then Satan's like, guess you're right, bye.
He can prove anything.
He's like, whoa, shit.
And he's like, dope.
"Do I miss?"
Look, you can be spiritual, okay? I'm sorry for making fun of the Bible.
It was just like that thing with like Bender, where he's like has all his people,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Do you trust me?"
Yeah.
and then he kills them. by
Bender
accident.
Jesus?
Can we have a disclaimer?
Yeah.
We like spiritual, nice people.
We like spirit science.
Be
Disclaimer.
You can be super spiritual and scientific.
We like space Jews and hollow
What we're
moons.
saying is look up spirit science, learn the ways.
There are like hardcore religious people that do listen to us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, did they learn
like,
anything?
I'm not saying like it's all stupid. I'm just saying that like we're just making funny stories
I
out of
almost
it.
wonder
Sorry.
why. I wonder why they listen.
I
to
don't
us.
know, but I do
I don't
find a
know.
lot of the stories in the Bible, like when they're interpreted,
Yeah.
like through like movies and stuff, to be really fascinating. Like the story of Adam and Eve, as told through a movie, how it's like told like the where.
I feel the whole rib thing was a little much.
My
That's
mom,
even worse than the snake.
my mom has this DVD where like Jesus is downstairs on Earth. He's like molding together a human out of clay. So he's like making his body, like rubbing his face, and then like he kisses it and it comes to life. And then he takes the rib and he puts it into the other clay model and he makes the woman.
Yeah.
But the woman is the one who betrayed God's trust. She's the one who ate the fucking apple. Let's you remember that.
And that's why everybody hates women today.
Yeah,
And
that's
social
why-
justice
that's why
warriors
I
are protected.
think
Gamergate
it
was
the other way
created
around.
because
I'm pretty sure what happened was God made women first,
Yeah.
then out of clay,
Yeah.
and then took the wiener off of the woman,
she still
and then used
she
that,
still ate the apple.
and then made another man out of that.
She ate the
God
apple.
was like, "Did you do this?" And she said, "Fuck you! You're harassing me. You're Gamergate."
Jesus wasn't gonna have any of that, so he went to.
Jesus was like, what?
She's
I'm
like,
out of here.
fix the wage gap. I'm done.
And then God threw the boat out of the fucking Garden of Eden and was like, fuck off.
Lit the world on fire and dropped the lions down and created sin.
Yeah, that's why he made the flood. He was like, this stinks. I hate people.
Yeah,
Let's
it's like
start over.
it's like fucking like lemurs or whatever. You just like you have like one lemur left, so you just want to flood the area and kill the last two lemurs and start over.
Is that how you
Dig
kill
a hole and
lemurs?
kill the last one and start over.
Oh man.
I have the story, the book.
Pop-up
Do
pictures?
You guys want to hear a bad joke?
Yes.
I shouldn't tell it.
Tell it.
Tell it.
What did God say when he created the first black man? Oops, I burnt one.
That's not even like that bad.
Not really, but
Like, look, can I just say something? You know, jokes about skin color? It's because people have different skin color.
Yeah.
We're pink people.
You're a pinko.
I'm a pinko, and there's brownos, right?
There's
Why can't we all
crackers,
just-
brownos, pinkos.
Why can't we all just be together? Yellows and
Plinko machines,
yellows are
pinkos,
the best though.
Beijos.
They're the superior.
beijos,
Yeah.
They're the
mulattoes,
superior race, right?
These all
Nick?
sound like really bad cereals.
cappuccinos. Cappuccinos are the worst.
Those sound like good cereal. That sounds like a really good cereal. I'd eat cappuccinos.
So, yeah.
You think he was?
I'm a
You think
pinko.
God was good at pottery because he can make people?
Yeah.
You think he
The
did
idea
pottery
of
on his
making
free time?
people via pottery methods is quite amusing.
He made people out of clay. He shaped our human form out of clay.
Then why are we fucking growing arms then?
Well, if you make a lot of people, you're gonna have some defects. It happens.
How do you make giraffes? Do you just like make a horse?
Yeah, he'd
and
make
just
a horse
pull
and
that
swirl
up?
its head up, stick it in the sun, and then it becomes real and drops it on Earth. He laughs.
Giraffe horns always remind me of little alien antennas.
They do.
And I don't know why
Do
it's
they
only-
bell out like little horns, like literally like tubas?
Little giraffe horns.
He
It's
does
like they're
this.
little horns, but they have balls on the tip.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know
He
whether
like
they're the only
squeezed
things
its
that do
head
that.
so like pieces come out, and then he like that created the horns.
What is the dumbest looking animal to you, Corey? What is the?
God, that's a really tough
Sloth.
question. Sloths are real goofy.
They're really dumb.
Maybe they're not. They're kind of cute,
Really?
but they. I
feel
can't
like
believe they.
baboons
Because
are
they're
so much
always
dumber.
sloths are always smiling. Like they don't. They're always just like this like stupidly smiling animal that just fall to their death all the time. God purposely sucked the brain. Like you know how people are fast. Like we used to run like cheetahs, but he sucked brains out of us and made us slower. So he sucked all the brain juice out of the fucking.
On what
Sloths.
day? On what day of Earth's creation did he suck the brain juice out of us that made us slower?
We were running with lions, and he's like, "That's not right."
We were as fast as lions, and he's like, we need to balance them out like a fighting game. Like, we're smarter than lions, we have to slow them down a bit.
God's just trying to balance the earth like
Yeah,
a
he's
game.
trying to balance it. He puts out a new animal, and it's too overpowered. Like when he dropped bears down, they were shooting like fire out of their fucking mouth and going up to cabins and just go.
So you think when he made the sloth, it was like an agile monkey, right, with a normal head.
It was like quick on its feet with its like little daggers.
Yeah,
and it
he
was
uses
like,
daggers uses daggers to cut up his foes.
Yeah,
And
he's-
God was like, he's overpowered, so he got his finger in his thumb and he squashed his head down and made him slow.
but he shook it until like brain juice came
See,
out.
that's
and stuck it
like
on
when
a
people
drink.
try to like patch something, but they end up
pushed a-
fucking it up.
He pushed a software update to Earth.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what
So
happened.
what makes the sloth overpowered? Because they seem pretty shitty.
Man, they're razor claws.
They have like Wolverine claws.
That's true, but
If you could see if that thing like if you could
They
like
could
see it
cut
run like
butter,
a fucking
maybe not
Okay,
much
imagine that
else.
sloth running around like Bullseye and Daredevil.
that'd be terrifying.
Dodging fucking
They
What
would
you're
be
saying
kinda
is
scary
he's
if
of
they
a
were fast.
strain of zombieism, like from 28 Days Later. If you infected sloths, game over. I mean,
Yes.
those things would literally be like knife tornadoes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They'd be
be
spinning
freaky.
around like the Tasmanian devil.
they're like an evolutionary mystery, though. How do they survive anything?
I don't know.
They're so slow that they just
Oh.
like regain all their energy and they don't have to eat that much.
I remember someone told me something where like when their babies are born on their back, since they're so slow, they have like shit on their back, and the babies like not shit, but like algae and crap and mold and stuff, and the babies just eat that till they grow up and can like start doing that, and then they just repeat the process.
Yeah.
Because it takes so long to get food, they just feed off their parents' back.
Back mold.
Yeah,
Back crud.
and since they don't really like, they like kind of like camels, like water. They
that would be
hold
like
water
subsisting
forever.
off your own boogers and earwax for years.
I know how to do that.
As a baby.
Camels are also really dumb looking.
Camels?
Yeah, because they have these like huge humps and
Camels
squish
have
faces.
these really cute
Yeah,
smiles.
I think they like also God probably had a horse and he fucking squeezed it with his like fingers, so it's like these
and he
pumps
put these
popped
big,
out.
beautiful eyelashes on it so he could jerk off to it.
Yeah, he like
And
twisted
those
his
big
eyebrows
lips.
up.
Those big beautiful lips.
Pandas are an animal, though. They deserve to be extinct. But
Yeah.
we
Pandas-
think they're cute, so we keep trying to save them.
They're
but
vicious.
No, they're not. Are
Well,
Pandas.
They can
They
attack.
have
They're
they
vicious.
have the
In the wild.
strongest jaw of the bear kingdom.
What
Which is
about
why
polar
they
bears?
literally
Fucking
eat
bamboo.
bamboo. Yeah.
Polar bears.
Even stronger. They have stronger than polar bears. The
my
jaw
Yeah,
God.
is
polar
long.
bears just have to crunch through baby seals and shit. These guys gotta,
But-
they gotta eat through bamboo.
But they're stupid because they have babies and they just roll over on them and kill them. And they can't keep themselves alive no matter what. It's just a struggle every day.
Jesus, that's insane.
I'm wondering if it was always like that, because clearly they existed for a long time.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like in captivity they're stupid and would do that.
I don't think so.
Have you guys ever seen a marmoset?
No, what is a marmoset? I know I've heard that word. But
It's
I
a
don't
little, imagine it like a little capuchin monkey, except now imagine him with a very stout body, really fat looking, and he has Einstein hair coming out the side of his head and a little orange face.
This sounds
Scary.
like a ridiculous famously scary creature.
No. Right, they're so fucking cute, right? Me and Niall and my friend Caitlin went to the zoo recently, and there was these two little marmosets behind this little glass thing. And Niall put his face up to the glass, and went, "Oh!" And then the little marmosets ran over and just started slapping on the glass, trying to get to Niall. Funny as shit. They're so cute, though.
I've always wanted
Are they
a
mean?
monkey as a pet.
I don't think they're mean.
I feel like a pet monkey. Like, in the movies, that always seems like such a good idea.
It seems like a good idea, right? Now imagine that you were literally looking after a hyperactive jumping toddler that can jump up on
climb,
that can, like, pull
That has
and
hyper
throw
strength.
shit at you. And
Owning a capuchin would literally just, you're doing nothing except looking after him
Yeah.
all day, every day.
What's another alien animal? Flamingos.
Yeah,
you ever see a
flamingos are
flamingo in
weird.
person?
I hate flamingos.
They like stand on their
If
hind
you look at them
legs.
up close, they're just the weirdest.
They have these, like,
ever.
dead
Their
corpse
beaks
eyes.
are bizarre too.
Their legs are so
They
thin.
just look so fragile.
Yeah,
They do.
You really just want to break its leg on your knee and be like, cool.
I feel they're almost like weird.
Yeah.
If they weren't the color they were, they'd be like Harry Potter creatures that only dead. Like, if you've seen the dead, you can see them.
What's with lawn flamingos? Why did that become a thing?
Oh, it's probably like a symbol of like
laziness.
No, it's like trying to make your backyard look like a Miami beach. Or something.
Yeah.
People want to
like-
look and be reminded of Florida.
Yeah, or Florida.
That's
yeah.
true. Because there's flamingos all over Florida.
Epic.
Pretty epic.
Oh, epic!
Hi, I'm Jeff from SleepyCabin, and I have a special message for you today. 93% of SleepyCabin fans suffer from severe, debilitating autism. These poor souls substitute real-life relationships with imaginary Sonic the Hedgehog characters. In their minds, they think the Game Grumps are their real-life friends. This disorder ravages lives and embarrasses families everywhere. Please, donate today to put an end to these poor sad bastards writing conspiracy theories on 4chan about Egoraptor and JonTron not playing video games together anymore. Because really, how could any well-adjusted human being give a shit about any of this? Please, donate what you can to sleepyautism.org to help an early 20s man-child today. Thank you.
Cringe is a word.
Cringe is more than a word, though. It's becoming this phenomenon. It's becoming like cringe was this kind of subset. You know what I mean?
It's not even like hipsters. It's like little kids.
You wouldn't label it cringe. You all secretly labeled it cringe. It wasn't like, hey, check out my cringe compilation. It was more
it's like
just
fail.
like, dude,
It's like-
did you see this video? And
Oh,
then
you
link
mean
it to
the
your
word
friends on
cringe
Skype.
is
Yeah.
changing meaning?
It's a buzzword. It's a word that gets you views. You put
Yeah, that's true.
cringy idiot, and
People
everybody's
have-
gonna click your video.
There's an appetite for it now. Before it was like this thing that you would just kind of call it cringe to your friends, but it wasn't like an actual genre. Now I feel like it's almost, not only is it like a genre where people are like searching for cringe, but I feel like people actually go out of their way to make cringe.
Yeah,
now,
they do.
which is weird.
It's like a new subset of like.
I don't know. I guess the original Office. You ever see the original Office with Ricky Gervais?
Yeah.
that was cringe.
But
all
the
all that
problem-
British humor is super cringe.
The problem is that's like now we're getting in like the semantics of cringe because that's like fabricated cringe. It's
Right.
created with actors. It's
Right.
written cringe.
Right.
It's not the kind of cringe where people are embarrassing themselves.
Do you get
or-
the same? So, like, let's say people get satisfaction from watching cringe, clearly, because that's why they watch it, right? Do you get the same satisfaction from watching fabricated cringe, like, oh my god, that moment in that movie? And they obviously tried to make it cringy. Do you get the same kind of satisfaction from that than when you watch?
I
like,
wouldn't call it satisfaction. It's just like a spectacle. It's like
whatever the appetite that you have that needed to be sated. Clearly, part of you wanted to experience it, right?
So like
Do you get the same? Does that appetite get sated?
To be honest, no. I think real, like, actual, like, we're talking about cringe like it's a high art.
It's not. No.
Yeah. What I'm saying
I'm
is,
talking about it like it's a crack addiction.
Yeah.
So don't think of it as high art.
No, what I'm saying is that when me and Corey look at cringe videos, we're like,
It's a good noise fodder to talk about.
It's just it's actually good background noise.
And it's funny because it's like people are like, oh, well, you make fun of people, but it's like maybe back then, but nowadays I watch stuff and I'm hoping these people because I love it. Like I find entertainment in it. When I watch this stuff and it makes me laugh, I feel joy, I can cry, emotions, I feel it, and I'm like, I want more. I don't want people coming and being like, hey faggot, kill yourself,
Yeah, no, I hate
and
that.
ruining everything.
No, you know, right?
Because it's like if there's someone I like, and then other people find out about him and start harassing him, ironically, like trying to give him attention that he wants, and it's not the kind of harass where it's like, oh, where they're fucking with him, so he keeps making videos, but it's like the ironic fucking, like, oh, you're so funny, you're so entertaining. Now you can't watch anymore because people ruin it.
Yeah,
so
people
it's
ruin
like
it, right?
you just move on to the next.
And
thing.
another point to that I wanted to say was I recently uploaded that Second Life video, right?
Yes.
It was
See,
incredible.
everyone in the comments is like, "This is so cringy," right? And to me, it's not.
It's not.
It's really charming,
funny,
right?
yeah.
Like, and the guy in the video is so into it and harmless that I actually love him. Right?
He's fantastic. I would.
No, I saw
totally,
the art and I heard the song.
You could hear this dude's stories for hours.
Yeah.
He just has stories about all the wars he's fought, all the people
He
he's
reminds
slayed.
me of someone. He reminds me of so many kids I knew when I was a kid.
Yes, no,
You know
but
what I mean?
like
or even myself at times. When I
Yeah,
was a kid.
exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I can genuinely say, right, that he just is a nice guy, right? But I
Yeah.
wanted to upload the video just because
To show him.
he's
to
amazing,
bring attention
right?
to him.
But people will go out of their way now
To attack him.
Yeah, which is shit, right? I was like asking everybody
Do
in
the
my
same
Skype.
thing.
I asked everybody. I was like, should I upload this? I don't want people attacking him. And everyone's like, people are not going to attack him, dude. Like everyone gets
People
the
do it
joke.
anyways.
Everyone's going to like, worship him like the god that he thinks he is, right?
He is.
He is a god, right?
He is absolutely 100% genuinely.
But then you upload it, and then there's these complete assholes that are just like trying to go out of their way to bully him, rather than just like look at the joke and laugh at it.
Do you think though that when people they think that's what you want them to?
Yeah, it's
but
like,
by
no.
uploading it, they
It's like,
think
that's not the point.
The problem is children are incomplete
Right.
human beings. They're
Yeah.
moralless
This
little
is-
monsters.
That's what it is.
That
It's
wanna
kids.
destroy
Look,
everybody and everything.
That is
Yeah.
exactly these people who are looking up other kids in the same age range. Oh, you're looking up like, oh, I'm gonna look up this 10-year-old because I'm 12. I'm gonna look up this dumb idiot 10-year-old who's singing to a pop song. What a gay wad!
Yeah.
You suck. You kill yourself.
But you know what's so
Lol.
funny? Okay,
that ruins it.
No, that does ruin it, and that sucks.
But that's what it is.
But yeah, but it's just on a grander scale. When you were 10, 12-year-olds would do that.
Yeah.
12-year-olds would literally give you wedgies.
Yes.
12-year-olds will pin you down
But
and huck
now-
a boogie on your forehead. There was all that kind of shit.
But now this stuff is glorified. Like
Yeah.
we're giving like this.
well, now you're letting
there was this
every
kid-
12-year-old in
Yes.
the fucking world do that to one fucking
But there was this
10-year-old.
kid named like Sammy Sonic fan or whatever. He was like this harmless kid who did Sonic videos. He screamed. He overacted. And everybody's like, he's the DeLong cow. They're like all these like adults, like fucking with this kid, and he's like fucking 16. And people are sending me videos like, what do you think, Mom? And I'm like, I don't care. He's a kid.
We just
let
like
him
looking at
scream
him,
about
like-
Sonic and fucking pee his pants. I don't give a shit.
Cringe is like the most relatable thing almost, because everyone like
Sorry, I didn't
it's
mean
such
to
a
scream.
powerful thing that makes you go like, oh god, I'm
If
such
we can
a loser.
scream and
but then you
fucking break
Is it-
people's
is
ears,
it
It's also
because-
kind of self-reflective.
That's what
Definitely,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
It's like you should have sympathized with
Yeah.
what's
You do.
happening in the video.
you support them too, and then there's like people who like
There's different kinds of it, right?
Yeah, there's
so
different
you
kinds.
see
There's
Chris,
spectrums.
you see Chris Chan, and you're like, this is so fucking mean, but it's so crazy that I can't stop watching
Yeah.
it, right? But like, you're just watching. You're not the guy going out of your way to bully him,
There's
right?
people who
and
are-
also, I'd like to say that me and Corey aren't saying we're angels. Like sometimes you look at it and go like, wow, like you know, you're not doing a good thing.
I'm an
You
asshole.
uploading that Second Life video wasn't like a nice thing to do.
I don't think it was mean-spirited, though.
Like I think he'd see it and like at first he'd be like, what the fuck? But then he'll see the art and the music and he'll be like, that's cool.
See, the
I
funny
hope
part
he
is,
does.
Chris, when he found him, he was like, "Oh, this is fascinating." But then he became infatuated with him because he's like,
Yeah.
"Holy!" Fuck.
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
infatuated,
The
but
fact that
was,
he
like,
was able, he just
fascinated.
made that story up on the spot.
Yeah, no, he makes up stories on the
See,
spot, and
that's
they're
the
always
thing, is, like,
hilarious.
I almost feel like you could just—it would be nice to just have him around, and be like, "Tell me a story," and then just work, and just
Yeah.
let him talk for a while. Let him tell a story.
Yeah.
You know what
He
I
had a
mean?
YouTube page where he just talked. And he's like, "I had just got my knife upgraded, and I was really hoping to kill someone
A
with
lot
it
of people
before."
said that Genesis sounds like you, except higher pitched.
Oh well, maybe.
That does sound like him. It's weird.
He sounds a lot like
I guess the moral of this cringe story is that I don't know. It's like
I always say it as this: it's like if you enjoy it, enjoy it. Don't go out of your way to distract the person from doing it to make him not want to do it anymore because you're an
bullying
asshole.
people isn't cool. The end.
Bullies rule, kids rule. Cringe to me is just like watching Let's Play videos. I'll watch it, but I treat it like drinking alcohol. I'll do it in a social occasion. I never watch cringe when I'm sitting at my fucking thing, unless I'm around a bunch of people. Like it's like kind of like a social thing. I'm never sitting there like,
Me and Corey only put it
creepy
on.
weirdos are out there today.
Me and Corey just put it on when we're like in each other's company sometimes.
I would rather know a severe alcoholic that drank alone than somebody who just watched cringe alone.
Me
Alone
too.
all the time, like in the dark.
It's definitely a social thing because you can like sit and discover stuff with your
I
friends and
hate
laugh
it. I
together.
hate it no matter what, though.
I am never gonna be like looking like I have never looked up Roblox LOL XD
Yeah, me neither.
sitting at my
By
fucking
yourself,
computer screen.
yeah.
I'm not gonna watch 12-year-old kids play Roblox while I'm fucking working. That's scary and weird. corpse.
And it's just annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying. I don't want to hear kids fucking slapping their mic around with like,
Wow, I'm on the car. Woo! Cool.
It's always that. It's always just the kid like.
but there was that
screaming.
one kid, it was like in Dogeland or something, and he was just like the biggest memeing like 12-year-old. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't find his videos. He was just like this little ginger kid who's like, wow, these memes are epic. I'm going to Five Nights at Freddy's. Woo! He's like falling, and it's just like, oh man, I gotta find that. But
Yeah,
it's
and he has
gone
all these
forever.
fans like circling him in the
Yeah,
following him
he's
around.
like-
What?
Yeah. He has like 20 people just circling him and
Roblox,
pushing him around.
Roblox is the MMO of Minecraft.
When did this game come out?
Ages ago.
Yeah, ages
like,
ago.
Like 6 years before Minecraft.
How did it just regained popularity?
They like updated the graphics
always-
slightly.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Isn't
they
it
did.
basically just like an easier Minecraft?
It's not even Minecraft. It's Legos.
Yeah, it's like you're just the kids make their own like fun. They make big slides and then they'll get everyone
Yeah, you know
to slide
those,
down
like-
it or something.
you know
On
those,
like
like-
a donut or something?
Yeah.
Those like bungo people or whatever, where they have like they're just like those like building blocks where they just don't have torsos. They're just like these blocks that you stick on things.
Yeah.
That's what they are. But
Yeah.
they have like limbs that they can move at the same time.
I've seen them riding around in like pizza cars.
Yeah, they're just like they're Legos. They're like
Jumping off, doing backflips.
they're
off
basically
of,
bootleg looking Legos.
Yeah.
They look like they're made with
They're
like
the
a 3D
GoBots
printer.
of Legos,
Yeah.
essentially.
Essentially. Essentially.
Happy Easter, everyone. I hope you have a fun Easter dinner.
everyone!
Have fun with friends
Hello.
and family
Hello.
at Easter dinner. And Merry Christmas to everyone.
Amen.
Um,
Amen.